welcome to our online classes. This is literature class, and of course this is Supreme Success Academy Consult. We're here to give you what it takes to understand literature. And I am by the name Mr. Tunji Ibrahim, your literature tutor. And we have, of course, within the domain of classical poetry, of course, we've been able to give you the definition, the analysis, the event unfolding in the classical period, in terms of the general belief and philosophy of this period, in terms of the poetic tradition of this period. And we have to go to the analysis of the poem. As I said earlier in the previous class, I made mention of the veracity that the Jupen designed and came to the conclusion that because of the voluminous pages consisted in this poem, this classical poem, in it, because of the poem consists about 10,000 lines. So they have to make it easy for us that we, out of about 12 books that this poem consists, so we are asked to study only 2 books of this poem. And book 1 of this poem is titled Arms and the Man. And book 2 of the poem is titled The Fall of Troy. This is exactly how we're going to study the poem, and this is how we are going to restrict our analysis of the poem to what? To the books, 2 books we have to of course concentrate on. And right from the beginning, like concentrate on book 1 titled Arms and the Man. Remember the title of the poem? The Vigil. It is by Vigil. The book 1. The story begins with the Latin expression Arma Fremcu Cano Musa mihi cosas memora. You can see that is, I sing of warfare and a man at war. It came to Italy by destiny. So Vigil opens his epic poem by declaring its subject matter, that is warfare and a man at war, and asking a muse, a goddess of inspiration, to explain to him the anger of Juno. Remember, Juno is called Hera in Greek mythology. Of course, Juno is the queen of the gods. So we're asking the question specifically, why is it that Juno, the queen of the gods, is so antagonistic and angry to the Trojan people? We really want to understand the reason, the modality behind the Juno, the queen of the gods' anger toward the Trojans. Now the man in question is Aeneas, who is fleeing the ruins of his native land, the city by the name Troy, which has been ravaged in a war with Achilles and the Greeks. So the surviving Trojans accompanying Aeneas on a perilous journey to establish a new home in Italy. But they must first and foremost contend with the vindictive Juno, the queen of the gods. So we really have to understand, why is it that Juno is angry, is vindictive and antagonistic towards the Trojan people. So the reason behind Juno's hatred, Juno's enduring antagonism toward the Trojan people, we have 3 reasons listed accordingly. Number 1 reason is the prophecy of Carthage destruction by the race descended from the Trojans. That is number 1 reason. Once again, the prophecy that one day the people of Troy will destroy the Carthage. And Carthage, remember, is a city so much beloved by Juno, the queen of the god. And with the prophecy that these people will destroy my beloved city, all Juno said, I hate you for that prophecy. That's the number one reason. Why Juno, of course, the king of the god, hates so much, hates with passion, the Trojan people. Number two reason, the modality behind Juno's antagonism and vindictive tendency and proclivity towards the Trojan people. Number two reason is the judgment of Paris. The judgment of Paris. Number three reason is the fact that Ganymede, a Trojan boy, will replace Ebe as Jupiter's cup-bearer. And Ganymede happens to be a Trojan young man. And for the fact that, oh, my daughter Ebe happened to be my husband cup-bearer. You know, cup-bearer is what? It's like a servant that serves the king on the throne. Oh, pour the tea and all that to the king to refresh. And I'll say, if a Trojan young man will come and replace my own daughter, oh, I will hate the Trojan people for that singular reason. So these are the three reasons why, of course, Juno, the queen of gods, hated the Trojan people with passion. So we have to really explain this in a way, right? Especially the judgment of Paris. The judgment of Paris. It is recounted that Zeus, or Jupiter, that is, the king of the gods, had a banquet in celebration of the marriage between Pallas and Thetis. These are parents of Achilles. So Zeus or Jupiter, the king of the god, one day organized a wedding ceremony for the parents of Achilles, a Greek warrior, their parents. But Pallas, a particular goddess, is not invited to the ceremony. Remember, the home of the god and goddesses is what we call Mount Olympus. So this celebration, this wedding celebration, is being held in the home of the god, Mount Olympus. But a particular goddess is not invited. And that goddess is by the name Ares. Ares is a goddess of discord, the goddess of misunderstanding. So Ares is not invited to the wedding ceremony because her presence in the ceremony will bring about discord and misunderstanding. And remember that a wedding means a kind of conjugal bliss that brings two people together who are in love. So if Ares is invited, it will bring about the downfall of the wedding. This is why Ares is not invited. Now, the moment Ares gets to know of the fact that his wedding ceremony is being held on Mount Olympus, to her own utter disbelief and chagrin, she's like, flies into fury and rage. Oh, I am not invited. And she goes there in fury and anger and rage to the wedding ceremony. Why is it that God says, I am the only one you are not invited? But Ares is able to contain her anger. But what happens? Before Ares will go to the scene of the ceremony, Ares, of course, first and foremost, goes to the Garden of Hesperides, where she plucks a golden apple. So the moment she gets to the wedding ceremony, to the scene, the rendezvous of the ceremony, then we see how Ares says to the celebrants and to the goddesses, say, this golden apple is a gift for the most beautiful among the goddesses. So she now throws the golden apple to the floor. So whoever is the most beautiful will claim this golden apple. But simultaneously, we see three goddesses want to claim the same apple at the same time. Now you see why Ares is not invited. By throwing the golden apple to the floor, already she has what created discord and misunderstanding among the goddesses. So Juno, the queen of the gods, want to claim the apple. Juno say, I am the most beautiful among the goddesses. Now Juno want to claim the apple, the golden apple. Now we have Venus. Who is Venus? Venus is a goddess of beauty. The goddess of beauty. Right? And the goddess of love. So Venus still want to claim the same apple, the golden apple. Now we have Minerva. Minerva, of course, the goddess of war and skills and intelligence. She also wants to claim the same apple. But now the three goddesses now calling upon Jupiter, the king of the gods, to be their joy. Jupiter, our Lord, our King, judge among us. Who is the most beautiful? The most beautiful among us. But Jupiter says, I cannot be your judge. But there is a particular mortal being who is fairest and honest, shall be appointed to be your judge. And that mortal being is by the name Paris. Paris of Troy. The son of Queen Priam. You see? So this is a poem for you. And this is what is transpiring in the poem. Now, the three goddesses descend from Mount Olympus, the abode of the god, down to the heart, the surface of the heart, to meet Paris at Mount Ida. So when they get there at Mount Ida to meet Paris, they say to Paris, we have been sent from the heaven by the God, by the King of the gods. You have to choose among us whom you consider the most beautiful among the goddesses, three goddesses. But Paris says, how can I judge you while you are fully clad? You put on clothes, I cannot see the full moon of your beauty. So the goddesses unclad themselves and remain fully naked. Now, while Paris is trying to assess them by way of how beautiful each one of the three goddesses is, we see that each of the goddesses is trying to bribe Paris in this regard. So we see Juno is saying to Paris, Juno is the queen of the gods. If you, Paris, can award me, can give me the golden apple, that I am, of course, the most beautiful among the three goddesses, then I will award you a particular gift in return. And that gift from me will be that you will be the ruler all over the world. You will be the king of all the world. I will make you the king of the world. Then we see another goddess, Minerva. Say, Paris, if you can award me, you can give me the golden apple, I will make you. And say to me that, Minerva says this, and say to me that I am the most beautiful. Whatever war front you are into, you shall always come out victorious. Remember that Minerva is what? Is a goddess of warfare, goddess of intelligence and skill. Now, to the turn of Venus. Venus, the goddess of beauty and love. The goddess of love, so to say. Venus is the goddess of love. Venus said, Paris, if you can award me the golden apple and say to me that I am the most beautiful among the goddesses, I will give to you the most beautiful woman on the surface of the earth. And this woman goes by the name of Helen of Sparta. Right? So see, now we see how Paris actually falls for a woman. Paris, the most beautiful woman on the surface of the earth. So Paris go for the gift. Coming from Venus. And this, of course, This is a kind of mythological background of the sack, the siege of Troy by the Greek warriors. So we have to put a stop to the story here. God willing, next class we'll be able to delve really analytically and to some extent give you the prowess you need to understand this particular poem. Remember, we are still on classical tradition of poetry, and we are specifically dwelling on the poem written by Vigil, a classical Roman poet. And remember, this is our online class, Supreme Success Academy. Make sure you subscribe to our channels on the internet, and make sure you watch our videos. Thank you so much for watching us on this particular arena, and says bye for today. I am by the name Mr. Tunji Ibrahim, your literature tutor. Bye for today.